So, Cowboy Jim, hey, who else? Well, I don't know. Who else does 10 videos in one day? Anyways, this is Elder Abuse 5. Good title. You probably are, as if you're close to my own age, which I'm sure there are a few of them left in Canada, you won't know anything more about elder abuse unless you've experienced it than I did when I first I kind of got to experience that joy. And I have a policy within my own standard of rules and regulations that I live by that are mine. They're not other people's, but they're standards that I've set for myself over the years. One of them is I will not accept a coffee from anyone unless I am absolutely positively certain that I will be able to, in turn, buy them a coffee, or, which is most often the case, I already had, because it is my belief that I do not wish for anyone to remember me as someone who takes. I want to pay my own way. It's not a pride thing. It's a morality thing. I want to make sure that I'm not imposing on anyone. That means I don't drop in on people. Before I text someone, I think long and hard about that. And my son, 46 or 47. Geez, I'm not that good a dad. But I texted him and he texted me back that he loves me. That is truly great joy. Then we have the privilege and the honor of loving. Let's go back to the abuser, whom I'd never been used to. And one of the things that I drive a Dodge Cummins Dually diesel, of course, a diesel Cummins 4x4, all that sort of stuff. And I like that old truck. I don't love it. I like it. If it were a Corvette, I might use, but I probably wouldn't. You shouldn't love something that's inanimate. You should appreciate it, but not love it. Love is a different echelon, a different level, a different thing, and your heart, your mind, your soul, your spirit. It is a union. Love is a union of everything that you are and everything that you hope to be, that you take open-handedly and hand to another. It's called love. Being in love. It's quite a shock. I never knew what it was like. I discovered. So, that abuser, that young man, who it is very important that you, as a person approaching my age, will get to recognize when someone is trying to endear themselves to you in such a way that you end up being obligated, morally obligated. The feeling of, gee, I don't know how I'll ever repay. And I remember the day the abuser was fixing something on my truck. Changing my batteries or something. I can't even remember. And I said, I have to pay you. He said, no, you don't. I said, well, yes, I do. I pay. I won't freeload. It's not. It's not my family's way, actually. Ancestrally, it's not. And he said, "Oh, just think of it this way. You have been good to so many people over the years. It's just an opportunity for you to receive some of the good you've already given to others." The only thing I can think of is that which comes out of the back end of a horse. It's processed hay. That's what it is. And I watched the guy. I thought, geez, you are assuming that I have been somewhat, shall we say, good enough that someone else would care enough. And I thought, well, yeah, I have. But there's a ring to what you're saying, and it doesn't have a lot to do with truth. And every day, in every way, I would watch that abuser. And I studied everything. I did a video one night. I had gotten up 2 in the morning, maybe 3, and I couldn't sleep. And when I can't sleep, there's a reason. That's when I sit down with the Lord and I say, "Father, what's going on here that I don't understand? What do you need to tell me that I don't have a blessed clue about? What are you trying to say that I've missed?" And then I shut up. That's a challenge. Oh, not for normal people. But it is a challenge for me. I'm Irish. And I listen. I listen intently. And, the number of times that he will say, "Do you love me?" When I can't sleep, I get up, I walk outside onto the deck, I will have a cigarette. I do. And I'll sit down and I'll say, "Father, what's going on?" And that's when he asks me, "Do you love me?" And I'll say, "Yes, yes, you know I do." You say, "Do you love me as much as..." And I will say, "Yes, I do. In fact," I say, "I love you more." But I would say, "Father, you know my heart." He would say, "Yes." And then he would say, "I know how much you love both me and the other one whom he made." So here, that abuser did everything in his power to win me over until he was comfortable enough that he could start stripping away the very things that I hold near and dear. And that's when the methodical, the practice of observation comes in so strongly. I wanted to tell you, the night I made that video, it was over an hour long. I had walked out, I sat down on the deck, I had lit a cigarette, and I spoke to the Lord, and then I saw a truck drive by, and I caught just enough of it to think, that is the abuser's truck. And I thought, he had just been fired. I had just gotten my x-rays to affirm that I had one rib broken. It was a week before I got that fateful phone call from my head guy at the company. And I listened to his voice. And I said, brother, what's wrong? He said, nothing. I said, my brother. I said, are you firing me? He said, no, I'm not. I said, my brother, are you laying me off? He said, no, I'm not. And I said, you don't want me to come back to work, do you? He said, no, please don't come back to work. And I told him, I said, I worked for you for 2.5 years. Spilled my heart. Spilled myself. I did everything that I could that I knew how to do to honor you, to honor my mom who taught me how to work, and to honor God. And I said, sir. He said, yes. I said, if it will help the company, I won't go back to work. I said, I don't have to come in to work. I said, I can do that for the company, for the good of the company. He said, thank you. I said, sir, may I ask of you this question? He said, yes. I said, are you banning me from being allowed to work in this mine? He says, no, I can't. Think about those words. And so understand that a heart can be broken so easily, and it can be broken by those who pretend to be a friend, pretend to care, pretend to hold you worthy. It doesn't mean you are. It doesn't mean they believe it. It means they try to let on. That abuser, every time he fixed anything on my truck, I always offered to pay him. He just played me like a musical instrument. And every time, in every way, I thought, this is false. There's something I'm missing here. There's something I'm missing. What I was missing was what the abuser said to a mutual friend. He was an Irishman. He was from the south of Ireland. He was working over here. Oh, he was a good man. And he said to me one day, after a whole lot of stuff had gone down, the abuser had been fired, as he should have been. I knew I was getting close to being terminated, not because I'd done anything wrong, but because there is a certain degree of inconvenience when one of your employees is going to stand before a judge and defend himself against the evil of abuse and assault. And sick. Anyways, that wonderful Irishman said, you have to watch that abuser. And I said, why do you say that? Because I knew that I had to watch him, but I wanted to know how this Irishman, whom I hold in deep respect, he said to me one day, the abuser and my Irish friend were talking, and the abuser said, you see that old man? Hard to believe he was talking about me. He said to the Irishman, he said, that man has $100,000 worth of woodworking equipment down at his ranch, along with a whole bunch of other stuff. My Irish friend said, Jim, I don't know why he said that. Well, I said, that's kind of stupid. I said, I only have $25,000 or $30,000 worth of woodworking tools in my cabinet shop. But I said, I don't believe I ever told that bastard that. Sorry. And my Irish friend said, you watch him, you watch him. Well, I was watching him, and I was starting to really pay attention. And so I was aware, beginning to be aware of all the abuse that was coming down from that abuser to me. I'm going to keep these short. You may or may not be interested in them. That's okay. All I can say to you is God bless. All I can say is this is what I experienced as being an abused person. I'm offended at the word elderly. I don't feel elderly at all. I feel invigorated. I don't feel old, but I feel everything else that I should be feeling. So anyways, cut it short. God bless. Thank you for watching. I'll be doing more today. Thank you.